not confronting it at the right time. That's when it gets more costly. And we know what World War II cost us. I hear the people in the, since I'm on this subject and I've worked up, I hear the people on the public radio there. I heard a thing on Italian television. Americans are using phosphorus things in Iraq. The mean, dirty Americans. Oh yeah, well, what did they do in World War II when they were using flamethrowers to burn out caves on Iwo Jima? Do you mean to say you want to protest that they were burning out caves on Iwo Jima? Suddenly, this is a great crime to do this sort of thing. I'm not saying it's right or good or nice, but how come it's okay to do it in Iwo Jima and not okay to do it in Iraq? I don't follow that kind of logic. So I just say to my students these things. They don't have to agree with me. I don't expect anyone to, but just so you can hear a different point of view sometimes, because I don't think from professors. You can say whatever you want, more or less. But young professors have to watch out. Well, because people are evaluating them, and then they hear they're not PC, they're not telling the right line, and so they're dead. I don't think I said anything particularly wrong. I said something nationalistic, which I don't think is wrong to speak in favor of this country occasionally. I don't think that we're speaking in favor of their policy in Iraq. I think they've totally messed it up. I think that they, have messed it up from the days of Papa Bush, and it's been a mess from day one. But I think that the motives may have been honest and decent on the whole, maybe not. But I do think it's right to confront killers, murderers, and people like that, and try to protect defenseless people. I think even Arabs think that. We did Marua. Marua demands that you protect the weak and defy the strong. That's what Marua was all about in the bird's nest thing. Oh, little bird, don't worry, I will protect you. And if someone is bullying and butchering and doing things to weaker people who can't defend themselves and have no way to defend themselves, then yes, you have an obligation to step in if you care about righteousness and justice. It's not very nice. It's very unpleasant. But you have an obligation if you're able to step in. You say, well, how do you know you are right? That's the million-dollar question. How do you know you were right? That answer I can't tell you, but I think you feel it in your gut. And the United States should definitely have stepped in, and England and other countries in the 1930s with Hitler. And as I said, 40 million people wouldn't have been killed. No atom bombs would have been dropped on anybody, on anyone, and so on and so on and so on and so forth. You know that that's true, and so it's a gut thing. You step in if you can to protect the weak, not to look for weapons of mass destruction. That was just a pretext. We all know that. That's not why they went in. It was just a pretext. We agree with that, but let's not get hung up on that. Let's decide, is it right to try to help a situation like that? You say, no, it isn't. Okay? I say, yes, it is right to try to help if you can, but try to help in the best way that you know how. Get some good Arabists like you people are going to be to help you out. All right, back to the Imam doctrine. So the Imam is this supernatural doctrine of an incarnated being that somehow becomes Ali. And since the word Imam has to do with standing in front of, to my mind, if you look at the pseudo-clementines, which is why I brought them up, the primal Adam is also called the standing one, the one who stands in front. So to my mind, right there is the almost absolute connection between the two doctrines. That the Ebionite primal Adam idea, say, well, when did that come? Oh, 1st century to about 6th century. Right before the coming of Islam in these same areas. So, I mean, I can't prove that that happened, but it seems to me logical to think it happened, that's all. I mean, where else did this Imam doctrine come from? It's not in the Quran. Where did they get it from? So anyway, why Ali became so important suddenly? Was Ali so important? Was he a principal mover in the whole thing? He was a noble fellow. He was a chivalrous man. He tried to do what he thought was right, obviously. But was he a supernatural being? An incarnation of the deity? I'm not sure. That's something else. You'll have to decide for in the way that you believe. So we talked about all that, and we talked about the different Shiite groups. The imam was considered incarnated in the imams that followed. So that you had 5 imams in 5 imam Shiism, 7 imams in 7 imam Shiism, 12 imams in 12 imam Shiism. So you say, well, so what? What are you telling us? You're not telling us anything new. Ah, but there is something new here, which is why I told you to talk about the hidden imam. This brings us to the hidden imam. What is the hidden imam? The hidden imam is the situation that transpires when the imam disappears. And to use, I don't know the Arabic term for this exactly, I used to know it, but it slipped my mind, but the English equivalent is he goes into occultation. Occult means hidden, actually. We mean it strange, but it really means in English and Latin and other Latin-based language, hidden, occultation, hiddenation. Jesus, by the way, in Christianity, basically is an imam, except for his godlike qualities. But he's an imam. He was taken up to heaven, right? If you can accept that kind of presentation, he was taken up to heaven. And he's now hidden. He's in occultation. Why is he hidden? Because he's going to come back. He's only in hiding at the moment. He's going to return. So it's not the same vocabulary as Christianity uses, but it's parallel. So this other vocabulary of disappearing and expected return. You know, Jesus, they go to the tomb, what happens? The tomb is empty. Mary Magdalene, out of whom they chased 7 devils, supposedly, says, I saw all the angels come and they told me he was resurrected. I don't know. Anyway, whatever the story is, as is presented there. The point is that he's gone. And he's now disappeared. Is he dead? Is he alive? He appears to his disciples later, so supposedly he's not dead, but he's not the same substance according to the way they put things. They can put their fingers in his wounds and this sort of thing. An apparition, a man god, a supernatural being, an imam, a primal Adam incarnate, a hidden imam. Because then he goes away, doesn't he? Where is he now? They saw and he was ascended. Ascended to where? He's walking on the clouds that jet planes fly over? Where is he? Where is he? No one believes anymore that gods walk on the clouds. I mean, maybe the science of that time would have supported that, but now we fly above the clouds.